Hello, this is Origami Master 217. Today I'm going to show you how to fold this guy. Well, actually I'm not going to show you how to fold this because there's only 4 folds. But I'm going to show you how to fold the guy in the picture, which is Ki-Adi-Mundi from Star Wars, which actually looks like this. Okay, pretty simple model, and you can find instructions for him on my website, Origami for Autism and Alzheimer's, or Alzheimer's and Autism, I should say. And whenever I sell one of my pieces of origami, half gets donated to a good cause. Half the profits get donated to a good cause. So, now, here goes. First of all, you want to fold a water bomb base with the top portion of a rectangular printer piece of paper. You're going to want to start with the color of his cloak face up, which is just going to be this part. So fold the base, which is just folding the folding from this corner down to here. And you probably want to experiment a little to get it just right. That wasn't right. So we're going to go up a little. Okay, go up a little more. Okay, down a little more. Down one tiny bit more. Okay, that's perfect. Just crease there. You can probably crease with your fingernail as well. That works well. Now just do the same thing on the other side, but now there's a reference point, which is the end of this crease here, which you can just fold this corner to, which makes it easier instead of experimenting all the time. So once you got that, just crease again with your fingernail. Help you collapse it later on. Okay, unfold. Now flip the paper over and pop this middle section so it goes like that. And you gotta fold back up. Now make sure this corner lines up with that crease there, and that should automatically make this one line up as well. So you just crease along the bottom, and now flip it over and pop that. Now refold on these creases, and you'll have a pocket right here. Just squash the pocket, which should already be squashable because of the crease that you made before. Now what you want to do, if you do crease with your fingernail and you squash this down hard, you may see a line there. But if you want to make it easier for yourself, you could of course just fold this in half, so you can see a more defined line. There we go. Now what you want to do is fold along this line right here. Make sure it's right on the line. It should be pretty exact, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, again, crease your fingernail, because now you're going to do a reverse fold, which basically is just reversing the fold you did. Same fold, just backwards. Make sure this goes good. Okay. Now you just repeat the same thing on the other side. Normally in origami, you do repeat it because most origami pieces are even on both sides. So you just crease there, and then reverse the crease, thus creating a reverse fold. If you're a beginner in origami, you should probably get used to a reverse fold, because that's one of the basic folds that you have to learn if you're going to ever learn some more advanced models. Now that you have this, you can now do the mustache, which is just right here on my origami guy. So, I'm going to fold up, triangle, onto the line. Do the same thing on the other side. Now that you have that done, just crease this top portion till it's about so that this is about the same length as this portion that doesn't have a flap over it. See what I'm talking about here? So like this flap here is about the same length as this open space here. And do the same thing on the other side. Now my original one had a crack in the middle of the face, which was due to me not reverse folding as before. But I modded that recently, so now it has a much cleaner look to it in the end. Now you're done with the mustache. What you want to do is take this and completely fold this back part, so these two flaps together. You should fold it in half, except without folding the head in half, because you don't want that to happen. Because you already have crease there, you don't really want to make it more defined. Now what you want to do is flip it over and fold the edge onto the crease. Now this is going to make him a finger puppet, and also give him some legs. Because as you can see here, if you put your finger in here, he is a finger puppet. You may want to apply some tape there, but he is a finger puppet if you do that, as you can see. Now what you want to do is just fold the other side the exact same way. Okay. We're almost done. Now when you flip it over, what you want to do is crease the forehead down so that it's not pointy, and it's a bit less than an inch. The top part is like has a length of a little less than an inch. So then crease that firmly, because what you want to do now is flip it over again, unfold that, unfold the finger puppet part, refold that in, and then fold these back. What this does is keep the flap here from flinging out, because you don't want him with a pointy head. It's kind of pointy, but you don't want that pointy. Anyway, now the finishing few touches. Now, if you want, as you can see on my guy, he's a bit skinnier. You can keep him like this, but I'm going to make him a bit skinnier because, you know, this guy isn't that fat, unless you're counting that right there. But, what you want to do is fold like that, it's behind, or again, like I mentioned earlier, the reverse fold. You could, of course, fold like this, so this edge lines up with that edge right there. You can make it kind of pointy, because you're going to fold that behind later. And then, of course, reverse fold, like I said. Now I'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, you might want to experiment a little when you do this. Okay. Now you just reverse fold. Okay. The second to last step right here is just fold these corners behind to make a head with softer features so he's not as pointy right there. You could reverse fold it, but it's just easier to fold it behind right away. Now the last step is fold up right here. Now this is to make the boot a little rounder so it's not like the elf foot. Now you unfold it, open up this part, fold that in, then squash it. So it's a slightly more rounded foot. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, open it up and fold it in. You have two nice round boots and a completed Ki-Adi-Mundi. Now, I named it Ki-Adi-Mundi because, of course, it's made out of folded paper. And it sounds a lot like Ki-Adi-Mundi. So, that's what I call them. Now, and by the way, I invented this model anyway, so I can call it what I want. So just draw some features. I'm just going to draw a simple smiley, some eyes, nose, and mouth. So, there he is. And that's it. Now remember I mentioned earlier about selling stuff on my site. One of the ones that are currently up for auction is, well, not auction, it's buy it now, this ornamental origami Yoda. He's very nice, a lot of folds, little hoodie. And so you can look for this on eBay. Selling pretty cheap because I've seen this really expensive normally, so I'm selling pretty cheap. And yeah, so normally the ones on eBay are more than $10. This one's less. And so yeah, you can go on my website like I said before, and another helpful origami site that you might be interested in is origamiyoda.com. It's all things origami, and it's from the author of The Strange Case of Origami Yoda.